Historic achievements can have humble beginnings. When Joe Foley was assigned to complete his student teaching internship under Morrilton High School head coach John Widener, no one could have known it was the first in a series of events that would lead to back-to-back NAIA Women's Basketball National Championships at Arkansas Tech University little more than a decade later.
Well, Coach Widener was a man-to-man guy, the defensive guy. He taught me all about defense. I had no clue what defense was when I first got into coaching or starting out. And, I did my practice teaching under Coach Widener at Morrilton. And so I found out real quick I didn't know how to coach. And fortunately, I got under him and, kept a daily, every day of everything we did and learned how important defense was. So that was my first thing in coaching, is I decided that, I think that you win championships with defense. Coach always won championships, so that was the biggest thing in my career, was learning how to coach defense.
Widener was hired as head men's basketball coach at Arkansas Tech in 1984, and he chose Foley as his assistant coach. They worked together at Tech for 3 years and brought the Wonder Boys an Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference title. Widener retired in 1987. That left Foley looking for a job, and he found it when athletic director Don Sevier hired him as the head women's basketball coach at Arkansas Tech. Foley inherited a program that was already well established under the leadership of Jim Yeager, who coached the Golden Suns from 1977 to 1982, and Jim Dickerson, who led the program from 1982 to 1987 and guided Tech to its first NAIA national semifinal appearance in his final season.
I went over there thinking I'd probably be in it 2 or 3 years and then move back to the guys' side. And, I'd been moving around a couple of times. I had young kids and didn't really want to move again, so took the job, and not really knowing a lot about women's basketball. And I just kind of fell into it. And, we go to the Final Four and I'm thinking, this is not too bad.
After leading the Golden Suns to NAIA national semifinal appearances in his first 2 seasons, Foley faced the task of recruiting a group capable of carrying the legacy forward. He did not have to look far to find them. Dawn Grell, Becky Nagel, Karen Pinion, Allison Setliff, and Stephanie Strack all grew up within a short drive of the Arkansas Tech campus. Together, they would be the nucleus for a program that won 124 games and lost just 15 from 1990 through 1994.
That was a group that, you just don't dream about in coaching, especially on that level. At that time, all those kids came within, 100-mile radius. And, they're local kids, you're recruiting them, they're good players, and you don't know, every one of those kids could have been a great Division I player. They could all start at Little Rock, there's no doubt in my mind.
As a native of Atkins, Pinion was among the closest to campus. She felt the influence of Golden Suns basketball from an early age.
Extremely, and it also helped that my high school coach played for Coach Yeager. So I knew really early in my career what Tech had and what they had to offer in the tradition. So I was pretty fortunate to be 15 miles from the school, and with the great tradition they had, I was just lucky.
One of the last pieces to join the puzzle in the recruiting class of 1990 was Stephanie Strack. After going largely unrecruited, she received a half-scholarship offer from Arkansas Tech and had a chance to begin building chemistry with her future Golden Suns teammates during the summer before their freshman year.
I played AAU basketball with them the summer before. I played with Karen Pinion, Dawn Grell, Becky Nagel. So I knew them from AAU basketball. I had played with the Sugar Bears AAU since the 9th grade, and just needed something different. And Karen Pinion's brother Craig was coaching at the time, and Allison Setliff was also on that team. And we won the state that year and went on to national tournament in AAU. So I knew them from that, and I knew Dawn Grell because she played at Greenbrier. And we played against each other quite often.
Upon arriving at Arkansas Tech, it became clear to the new group of Golden Sons that this was going to be an entirely different experience than anything they had seen before.
Misery, hot, heat, what are we doing? That is something that I don't think any of us had ever done. That much work, that much preparation, that much conditioning. We had just all played in the gym. And so for us, I think, particularly me, I had never, ran bleachers and ran sprints like that. So it was definitely an experience. When we got back after those experiences, we weren't very happy. Obviously it paid off in the long run, but we sure didn't like it at the time.
I thought I knew basketball, but I did not know basketball until I was under Coach Foley's his grasp. And as prepared as I thought I was, I knew nothing and was not prepared. Preseason with Coach Foley sucks.
The Golden Sons finished 28-6 overall and were champions of the AIC during that 1990-91 season.
Well, I think we have to give credit in that year to our seniors. Norma Wilson for me was a big help. I mean, she took me under her wing and kind of taught me, how he coached and how I needed to do things. And Leslie Verdon was a big help. I'd known her growing up from Atkins, and Amanda Hill on that team as well. So those three really helped us figure out, hey, this is what you got to do. This is what he expects. And so that was a huge help for us that were young, that kind of, some of us got thrown out there and had to play right away. And so we have to give a lot of credit to those people.
For all the success that first year, it might have been a 67-66 loss to UCA in the 1991 NAIA District 17 championship game that did as much as anything to spur the Golden Sons to the unprecedented success that would follow.
Our freshman year, when we lost to UCA in the district, which, canceled us going to the national tournament, that really motivated us, because all of the girls that we knew and played against, as freshmen, Dawn Grail, Karen Pinion, and myself, and then Allison Sutliff, we played a lot as freshmen, started as freshmen. And a lot of their freshmen, UCA had a lot of freshmen at the time that we had competed against in high school and AAU. And the fact that they beat us, I think, was a great motivator, because we knew we were better than them. And we came back hungry the next year just to do everything we could to make sure we got to the national tournament.